Hey, how you doing? That introduction is for Rocco from Big Daddy Linux. What's up, Rocco? Well, if you are new to this channel and you don't know who I am a Windows user and have been for many years, and for the last 7 years plus, I have been promoting Linux to Windows or anybody out there who is willing to listen to Linux. Why not? So thank you for allowing me to continue on this journey of Linux. Now, I've never met Mark Shuttleworth. I've never spoken to him. I think he's a super cool dude. But there was a bit of news today that caught my attention that I think he's wrong. Let's go to that news article on ZDNet. Okay, so from ZDNet, at OpenStack Summit, Canonical and Ubuntu founder Mark Shuttleworth revealed in an interview that the recent changes in the Linux and cloud power were to ready Canonical for an IPO. In early April, Shuttleworth announced Ubuntu Linux was ending its investment in Unity 8, the phone, and Convergence shell. And let's move down here. Ubuntu has industry adoption that is both broad and deep. Companies such as Walmart, Netflix, and the rest build their next generation telecom capabilities on Ubuntu. Now, this is no surprise. Shuttleworth said in the last year, Ubuntu cloud growth has been 70% private and 90% in the public cloud. Not bad. Now, what had not succeeded was Canonical's attempt to make Unity the universal interface for desktops, tablets, and smartphones. Shuttleworth was personally invested in this project, but at day's end, it wasn't getting enough adoption to make it profitable. Sounds reasonable. Now, this is where it got my attention. So Shuttleworth said with regret, Unity had to be dropped. Still, he continued, Canonical will do everything we can to support the community Unity developers. We will make their lives easier. As for Canonical's decision to support GNOME, whatever you want to call it, I like GNOME, but I guess that's wrong. GNOME, yeah, as its default desktop. Sorry, it's a bad joke. We're no longer trying to create our own interface. We'll support the existing ones, KDE, Mate, LXDE, but while all of these desktops are great, GNOME presents the least change for users. Let me say that again. According to Mark, a cool dude, he said GNOME presents the least change for users. Really? Well, let's take a look at GNOME. Now, this is GNOME shell running in a virtual machine. Not bad. This looks great. I mean, this is an easy transition for people who were using Ubuntu Unity and wanted something simpler. This looks great, except this has nothing to do in the standard GNOME shell. Let's take a look at something else. Now, this is another modified version of today's GNOME shell. Again, not bad. The problem is I had to install and or enable 10 extensions, maybe more than that. Let's take a look here and see what we got as far as the extensions go. It's in the tweak tool. Extensions. Well, let's count these from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10. Yeah, I know, there's a problem. And this is probably not a complete way to customize GNOME shell to make it completely user-friendly. Now, you may want to take a look at the live event I did about Ubuntu GNOME, going from the standard GNOME 3 or GNOME shell look to something like this. And it took a while to get this going. Now, this looks terrific, but GNOME shell, the standard GNOME shell, I don't think it's designed to be user-friendly out of the box, or as user-friendly out of the box, say as, well, Linux Mint Mate. And let me show you something. Speaking of a Linux Mint Mate, this is the Mint menu. But let's say you don't want this. You want this to look like Ubuntu did pre-Unity days. Add to panel, type in menu, custom. Now this might look familiar. Applications, places, system. Pretty easy. And of course you can customize this to make it look even more difficult if you want to. or more jazzed up, as it were. I could just right click and remove this from panel because I'm quite happy with the Mint menu. Now the point I'm getting at with Ubuntu GNOME, it takes a while to get used to, and there is a reason, even though he probably doesn't have the same feelings today, there is a reason why Linux founder Linus Torvalds called GNOME Shell or GNOME 3 an unholy mess. Those were his words, not mine, I believe, back in 2011. As a Windows user, I didn't think GNOME Shell was that bad. It just wasn't as user-friendly as it should be. With a desktop environment like Mate, Linux Mint Mate, Ubuntu Mate, or KDE Neon, there are no extensions, add-ons to download to make it friendly. It already is friendly by default. Now you may have to install some extra pieces of software that you use to make the operating system more productive. That is normal. But once again, an example like this, where you can customize this to your heart's content, as you can GNOME Shell, I suppose, but this is user-friendly out of the box. So to say that GNOME is an easier transition for users, I don't agree with that, but that is strictly my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I'll have some links below in the show notes for you to take a look at. If you're a fan of GNOME Shell, let me know. If you're not, let me know also. I'm curious to see what the community response is to this video. Thanks for watching.